and I want art to be enjoyable and to be in the moment and do something really joyful when I create. And I felt like when I had the pressure of doing art for a portfolio, for example, I was not even enjoying the process anymore. So now I'm trying to put fun as the biggest goal, I'd say. I started recently a YouTube channel actually, and I think the longer format suits me more because on YouTube I feel it's a little bit more quiet and you have more time to say what you want and you can draw for like 2 hours or spend really more time with your community than a reels that would be like 10 seconds on Instagram. So I think it's about choosing the right platform for you. So I would say just remember like what makes you happy and finding joy in the process and to keep doing that. And I know it's hard because I'm in the industry as well, but you will eventually find your people and your community.
So today we chat to Ballincollig-based virtual artist Maïna Herve. Marina, you're very welcome to the podcast.
Hi, welcome.
So tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
So I'm Maina. I'm a French visual artist. I studied concept art in high school, which is like producing character design or background design for video games or animation. And then I moved to Cork in 2024. And now I'm working there full time while trying to make art on the side as a living.
Okay, very good. And you mentioned there about moving to Cork. So how has moving to a new country influenced the mood of your recent illustrations?
I think I like to draw from real life. So I really like to go to the nature. Like in Ballincollig, we have a really nice park. So I like to go with my sketchbook and then just draw from life. I think as well, it helped me that in Cork, there are some communities like open walls or associations that help artists. And so I could meet and connect with other artists. So it was really nice as well.
So did you find that support from other artists, especially when you moved over, important?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I looked for art meetups because I wanted to connect and to see what was the art culture like in Cork. So I looked for any meetups in animation. Even I met up also with some comic artists recently. It was nice to build kind of a community in the new country with people that are interested in the same things as I am. So, yeah.
Very good. And after your formal training, how did you arrive at your own individual style?
So my training, as I said, was mostly focusing on backgrounds and visuals for video games, animation as well. But I thought sometimes the themes in video games could be really dark. So sometimes what I would do for school, like as homework, would not feel like myself. Like I think when I would create for school or my portfolio, I would focus on what people want to see or what's trending at the moment in video games. And when I finished art school, I realized, oh, maybe this is not me. So what I would do for work, like for example, like warriors and a lot of violence and stuff like that, I didn't really recognize myself anymore in that. So now I think my art is more about the daily life, colorful, because I really like color, and I realized I was not using that much for school. And also, like, I like any art that's engaged with women rights or subjects that really touch me. So I draw a lot of diverse women. Um, so I feel like it's getting more personal. I tried recently also to draw like every day what I was grateful for. So little things like just my coffee in the morning or the sun in my face. And I thought it would resonate more with me than thinking about what would get me hired or what people want to see.
So you're kind of the way you're going now at the moment is what interests you as opposed to maybe what's topical or what's, in right now. You're focusing on what's making you happy. And I presume then at the end you're producing better and more work as a result.
Yeah. And it also feels more authentic and true to who I am, because in the end I paused and I was like, why am I doing art? And I want art to be enjoyable and to be in the moment and do something really joyful when I create. And I felt like when I had the pressure of doing art for a portfolio, for example, I was not even enjoying the process anymore. So now I'm trying to put fun as the biggest goal, I'd say.
And it's kind of funny that you say that it was so dark, because when I look at your artwork, it's so bright. Like it must be the polar opposite, is it, to what you used to do? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not all homeworks would be dark, but we had, for example, one teacher that was really in historical art, and we would do a lot of warriors, as I said, or subject that afterward were not so aligned with what I want to do.
Okay. And obviously you did a lot of work with, say, animation, which would be, I suppose, a lot very digitally art focused. Do you have a preference for digital art or more traditional mediums?
I think I used to do a lot of traditional art. I really like watercolor because I think, especially when I sketch outside, it's really easy and intuitive to get the colors and like to get a really quick sketch of what I want to represent. I did recently got an iPad, so I'm starting on Procreate. I used to work on the computer on Photoshop a lot. And I'm enjoying Procreate as well, because I think it's also like you can bring your iPad anywhere and you can like also get that sense of intuitive drawing. I don't at the moment. I think also with AI, I'm trying to go back a bit more to traditional drawing, because I like to feel that it's made by a human. So to feel like the sense of the paper and the touch of the paintbrush. So I like to reconnect with what's real at the moment. So yeah.
So I suppose in a world which is very much kind of going towards AI, you're kind of veering back to more the traditional medium as such.
Yeah.
But you'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And you openly discuss mental health and trauma-informed perspectives in your work. Do you view your art primarily as a tool for your own grounding and healing, or is the audience reaction your main motivation?
I think in the end, like as I said, I still want to enjoy the process while I'm doing art, but I'm also making art for other people and I want to share my art with others. So I guess what I would like my art to do is like make the world a little bit more peaceful, and like people to recognize like the joy in daily life. So they would see like, I don't know, a drawing and they would be like, oh yeah, it's true that it can be the little things that add up in your days, that make your life a little bit more better at the end. So I think when I draw and I'm really present and I'm really in the moment, it can be a bit therapeutic, because I'm really doing what I love and I'm not thinking about anything else. But I would still want people to also be influenced by my art and like to have joy from it, if that makes sense.
So yeah, you want it to make you happy, but for the people that are viewing it to also resonate with it and for
Yeah.
them to be happy as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's a bit of mix of both, really.
Yeah.
Okay. And vulnerability, I suppose, is a massive part of your art. Does it ever feel scary to put such personal and emotionally raw work out there?
Yeah, it does, especially because I think that's also what I was a bit hiding while I was in art school and putting work out there that was not 100% representing me. So it would be easier, it was easier to receive like criticism or, bad grade from them because I was not putting all of myself in the drawing.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm like really representing who I am, it's really vulnerable. It's like I heard an artist saying it's like you have your like diary out there in the world for
Yeah.
everyone else to see. So it is really vulnerable.
Yeah. But it's I suppose it's quite therapeutic as well at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
And what is the most meaningful reaction you foresee from someone who saw their own struggles in maybe in your work?
I don't know if it was from one artwork in particular, but I think what touched me the most in I had friends saying to me, because I saw you going through your art journey, I also decided to go through that path and do art studies.
Mm.
So I think that was the moment that most touched me because they said that seeing me being creative was inspiring them to do their own creative projects. And I don't know, that was really meaningful for me.
Oh, very good, very good. And how do you practically manage your energy between your full-time 9 to 5 job and your creative career?
That's the hard part.
Mm.
um, I think obviously I'm trying to do it like to do art more on the weekends or after work, but sometimes it can be hard because you feel tired and at the same time I feel the pressure a little bit to make art. But at the end of my day of work, I'm often drained, and so I found myself drawing after work, but because I felt like I had to be a real artist. I mean, because I think that's what I'm struggling at the moment is like calling myself an artist, but at the same time having another job on the side. So I think a part of me wanted to draw as much as possible just to be like, to feel like a real artist, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's a hard thing to manage, and I'm still struggling with it. But I like to take the weekend to make more art and like to really focus on more creative processes.
I suppose you have to kind of be kind to yourself too, that you can't do it all. But I suppose that's a struggle that everyone has, isn't it? That the kind of work-life balance, and especially if you've got almost 2 jobs at one time, it's very difficult, no matter what that extra job is, to kind of find the balance.
Yeah.
Okay. And many creatives, I suppose, fear monetizing their hobbies because it might kill the joy. And I know you just mentioned it there about trying to, you're feeling tired, but you still want to be able to create. Have you ever felt that kind of pressure in relation to kind of trying to get money for your art? And how do you protect your love for joy?
Yeah. Yeah, I had felt that way, and I still feel that way sometimes. So, as I was saying, especially I think after finishing art school and when I had to really put myself and my work out there to get hired maybe in an animation studio or video game production. I felt like I was, creating just to be hired, and I was doing things or pieces in my portfolio that were not representing me, just because I was pressured to get money from it. So yeah, I felt that pressure a lot, and it's hard to still find sometimes to do what you like without thinking like to how to monetize it like every
Mm.
time. So yeah, it's a hard balance as well.
Okay. And you spoke there about, coming home and being tired from work and maybe almost forcing yourself to do creative work. But what strategies do you use, say, not even so at the end of a working day, but even at the weekend? What strategies do you use to switch into creative mode without forcing it?
I think I always have to have music is the first thing. I like to listen to peaceful music when I start drawing, so I can start to put myself in my little bubble and I can reach that flow state where I create more easily. And I have to put myself in an environment like with a good lighting or in a good environment that allows me to create in good conditions. So I'd say like maybe also start with like sketching a few things to put myself in the moods before actually doing like the final illustration
Mm-hmm.
or stuff like that would help me.
And Instagram and the constant grind of the social media algorithm can be a real challenge for all of us. How are you finding ways to build a community without becoming a slave to the content machine? I know you mentioned there about me having meetups with other artists. Is that something that you kind of focus on?
Yeah, that's also a big subject I have in mind at the moment, because I feel like when I was trying to grow on Instagram, because we're always told to grow on Instagram
Mm.
and quickly, um, for me it didn't really work. I still have an Instagram account, but I'm not posting that much because I think when I do post, I'm focusing too much on the numbers. How many followers did I get? How many views? How many likes? So I become quite obsessed with the
Mm.
numbers, which is not what I want from creating. So I think with what helps me was to do meetups in real life, and also I started recently a YouTube channel actually, and I think the longer formats suits me more, because on YouTube I feel it's a little bit more quiet, and you have more time to say what you want and you can draw for like 2 hours or spend really more time with your community than a reels that would be like 10 seconds on Instagram.
Mm.
So I think it's about choosing the right platform for you that you resonate the more with. Like for some people it could be newsletter, for some people it could be, I saw people they would like drop their art in like the street, or they would create signs, or like putting bookmarks on in libraries, or and I love those ideas. I saw a lot of ideas like that recently on internet, and I think it's nice to reconnect with um, people in a more meaningful way without always going through social media, and just
Mm.
remembering like just having a website is like enough sometimes.
I suppose, yeah, people kind of get lost in the numbers, don't they? And it just doesn't suit everyone. Like, that's the reality, especially I think if you're creative, having these little bite-sized moments on Instagram, it just doesn't work sometimes. And it works for some people, but I think not for everyone. And it's nice to hear someone who's maybe going with longer forms or different form that actually just works for them. So well done you. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, especially I personally don't like to watch art on Instagram because I think when I'm scrolling to my feed, I see the art from for 1 second. So I also started thinking about which platform do I like because it doesn't make sense. For example, I don't really enjoy TikTok, so I'm not gonna start posting on TikTok because I would not like to consume contents of this platform. And I really like watching creators on YouTube, so it made more sense to use a platform that I actually like to post.
Exactly. Stay true to yourself with your
Yeah.
social media. Yeah, exactly. Very good. And you, I suppose, stepped offline and did your first physical art market last December. How did that feel? And how did it feel to see, I suppose, people interact with your prints in real life? It must have been kind of cool.
Yeah, it was really nice. So yeah, it was at the Open Walls that I mentioned before, which is a really cool organization. For people who don't know, they do one market each month for artists, and it's free, and it's just for discovering local artists. And I did my first one in December, and it was really, really cool to see people interact with my work in real life and to come to me and say they liked what I do. And I had some people, because I told some people I was doing the market before, and some people came just to see my art and buy my prints, and it was really touching, and I was so grateful. It was a really nice experience, and tiring, but in a good way. Like in the end, you're really tired, but because of so many good emotions. So I really liked it, and I'm definitely will do it again. And I would like to try to find more markets, and maybe that would be a way to share my art without the internet.
And it must be great to get that instant real life feedback from people. You know, you can see in their eyes if they like something or if they're connecting with something. You just can't get that interaction with like social media.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get comments, but like most of the time you get a like if you're lucky. So it's not the same as someone coming to you, taking a print of you, and like leaving with a smile. And to see people smile at my art, I think was the most like gratifying thing.
Very good. And what advice would you give to other Cork-based creatives who are facing rejection or feeling stuck in their day-to-day jobs right now?
I think I would say, like I mentioned a bit before, to remember your why. Kind of, it's a bit cliche, but to remember why you do art in the first place. Because, like, for example, on the internet at the moment, a lot of people saying, like, artists posting how to get more followers or how to, and in the end, it's like it's a loop of only people on internet telling each other how to get more followers, but it doesn't make sense to post for nothing, like post for the algorithm. So I would say just remember like what makes you happy and finding joy in the process, and to keep doing that. And I know it's hard because I'm in the industry as well, but you will eventually find your people and your community.
Very good. Well, thanks so much, Maina, for joining us on the Cork Creative Podcast. If you'd like to learn more about Maina and her work, you can find links on corkcreative.ie.
Thank you.